Hey guys, welcome back to another art lesson with the Bakersfield Museum of Art. Today we have a really fun project in store for you that's going to incorporate both the use of a silhouette as well as coloring with pastels. Now this is going to be based off of artwork by Chloe Wilson, who is currently on display in our One Night in California exhibition. Now before we get started today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Chloe Wilson and her work. A fifth-generation Californian, Chloe Wilson was born and raised in Pacific Grove, California, where she began painting at an early age. She earned her BFA from the University of California at Davis and continued her informal education during time spent living in Chicago and Oakland. In 2017, she was accepted to the Carmel Art Association as the youngest new member to be admitted in their 90-year history. Her current series of acrylic paintings juxtaposes urban and architectural details against aspects of the natural world, primarily working at night. It is from this piece entitled New Monterey that we draw inspiration for today's project. Notice her use of silhouette in comparison with the ambient lighting of the background. For today's project, you'll need just a few things: black and white construction paper, pastels or crayons, a black and white colored pencil, scissors, and a glue stick. To begin with, you're going to want to take your white piece of construction paper and start adding streaks of pastels or crayons to it, as you see me doing. Now, if you're using pastels, we're going to be able to smudge this later on to create more of an ambient looking background, just like Chloe Wilson's. But if you're using crayons, you may want to color a bit more thoroughly. Now, as you can see, I'm using diagonal lines of a repeated pattern of colors, but you're really welcome to use whatever pattern of colors you like. You don't have to do what I'm doing, of course. What we want to keep away from is actually drawing anything in our background here. We want to make sure that there's no objects or anything. We want to keep it nice and abstract. Now the colors I've chosen to use, I'm hoping will create for a dusk-like background. But you're welcome to choose different colors, of course. For our next step, we're going to go ahead and smudge all of this colored pastels that we've put down on our construction paper. You can use your finger to do this. I've teared off a little bit of paper towel, and I'm just making a nice smudgy mess on my paper. And we want to go ahead and do this over the entire piece of construction paper so that when we add our silhouette to it, any gaps or anything are going to be colored in. Now, if you'd like to, you can also add in some clouds towards the top of our paper by adding in some horizontal streaks of pastels and giving them a good smudge. Just kind of add a little bit more detail to our drawing. For our next step, we're going to go ahead and start creating our silhouette. You're going to want to go ahead and take your piece of black construction paper, and with your white colored pencil, go and start doing a sketch of what you'd like to put in the foreground of our art piece. I'm following in line with what Chloe Wilson did on her piece of artwork, including housing as well as maybe a telephone pole, some trees and bushes. But I do want mine to reflect an urban landscape. However, you're welcome to make whatever you'd like. I would encourage you to keep these shapes pretty simple, though, as we are going to be cutting this out, and small details may be lost during the cutting process. And now that the sketch of our silhouette is completed, we want to go ahead and carefully begin to cut out the silhouette foreground of our art piece. And you don't need to worry about any of the white markings showing, as we're going to actually be flipping this over so that none of those white pencil marks are showing in our final work. And now that we have our silhouette carefully cut out, we want to go ahead and apply either a glue stick or paste or just drops of glue. We want to make sure that this is going to adhere nicely to our background drawing that we did earlier. Now that we have that all nice and glued, we want to take our background image and we want to go ahead and just lightly press our silhouette onto our background image. And as you can see, it's already looking similar to what Chloe Wilson does. For our final step, we're going to be adding in a few more details. For example, I'm actually coloring in the windows so they look a little bit different. And I'm taking my black colored pencil and adding in some lines, and I want to draw those in nice and darkly. That's actually one of my favorite things about Chloe Wilson's piece is the telephone lines. I just think that they're really cool and give it a really neat urban effect. And here's our finished example. I hope this inspired you to make your own really cool Chloe Wilson style art piece. So, what do you think? I certainly hope you enjoyed today's lesson as much as I enjoyed teaching it. Thank you once again for joining us here at the Bakersfield Museum of Art, and I hope you join us again next time. Thank you. Have a great day.